Good morning, everyone. Your vote does not count, nor does it make any real difference. Regardless of whether you vote for Labour or Conservative, Republican or Democrat, red or blue, the outcome is always the same. This two-horse race is a false construct of controlled opposition. Both main parties are funded by the same corporations and are supported and endorsed by the same central banks. Whether blue or red wins, in either outcome, both will support the continued use of our debt-based fiat currency banking system that breeds ever-growing inequality due to its fundamental practice of usury. Both parties will toe the line in the so-called war on terror, more like war of terror, which ultimately involves orchestrating real false flag attacks or staging fake hoax events to garner public support for unjustified wars that the public would otherwise never support. Though the public may be told that the war is for freedom and democracy and counterterrorism, ultimately, the wars are about the fundamental control of resources by those that print the money and those that own the corporations. The people can believe that their beloved politicians are trying to do their best to fight terrorism all they like, but this is the opposite of the truth. In reality, Western governments and the central banks that print their money are the greatest terrorists of all. How many millions of people have been terrorized due to the false flag of 9/11 and the imaginary weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? Both of these events were pushed forward by Western governments, meaning that even if these recent supposed terrorist attacks were real, they pale into insignificance in comparison to the amount of bombs dropped by Western governments on developing nations in the Middle East. Both parties will allow the same corporations to destroy natural land. Forests continue to be cut down, particularly for palm tree oil, whilst people that have been living in that area for generations are kicked out with nothing to show for it. The local biodiversity is of course also lost. Fresh water sources continue to be contaminated, more and more so due to fracking. None of the profit from which goes back to the people in any way whatsoever. In fact, many good people have been and still are being arrested and fined for physically preventing fracking operations by throwing their bodies on the front line. These people should be rewarded with praise and respect, but all too often they are arrested, fined, placed in prison, and given a criminal record. In conclusion, your vote does not count nor make any real difference. If you are going to vote, then firstly, expect your vote not to count. And secondly, at least vote for a decent, genuine person and don't partake in the corporate-backed two-horse race. Have a good day, everybody.